nigga, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so, you know.
You're a jailbird.
Ooh, excuse me, Jesus. Oh, my God. Sorry about that.
My opinion when it comes to women who are 40 plus trying to begin a life adventure with a man, a 40 plus year old woman, you have to understand that she is damaged and really needs intervention. There's no woman out here unchose at 40 that you can just begin a life with. You can't do it. They have to have intervention, and probably not intervention from you, because you can't give her the proper intervention you need, because if you're fucking her, she's smiling with you. That's what they train to do. They smile with you. They stop smiling with you when your money run out or, goddamn it, your time with them have worn out. That's when they stop smiling with you.
On to the next one.
There needs to be intervention classes for 40 plus women who basically have nothing to offer but maybe a wet vagina, maybe. There needs to be intervention. These people can be productive citizens in America, but not without intervention. If you just take a 40-year-old woman who cussed her mama, moved out, got fucked by a whole bunch of guys, kept 2 of the kids in her 20s, went through her 30s, arguing and talking shit with everybody but the boss at her job. By the time she's 40, she is useless to a man in a meaningful relationship. Wow. She's straight for the stroke, though. You can pick her up, take her to BJ's, give her some cream soda, and drop her off after you knock her off. But what I'm saying is, I am aware of the 40-plus-year-old woman and you trying to build anything with her in America. Now, one of the most hated men in America, God rest his soul, the Godfather, as they call him. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, that guy that you talk about all the time.
Oh? Yeah, I was just making sure.
I only heard of him.
The brother Kevin Samuels, unfortunately, he demised, and it was a free-for-all by burnout women and bust the niggas who want to impress burnout women. Here it is, one of the men of our time who actually had something to say. He was hated by most, over 40, burnt out, womb touching the middle of their leg. I'm trying to tell you, when you're trying to build with somebody who has been 40 years of failure, you have to understand you are going against the odds. Her character has to be stupendous for you to even try to put effort into somebody like this. You meet a high character woman, okay, I see why you gambling. Some of these motherfuckers be around bitches that roll their eyes all day long. I put a bitch out my house the other day. Put the bitch out my house. Bitch, she always smiled with me, right? But I wanted to see how she act in one of my Corey Holcomb drills. I got drilled out the bitches through.
This dude is a fool.
I motherfucking told her, look, this girl I be fucking with all the time, she on the way over here, and this bitch crazy, she be trying to fight. I would never do this normally, but to avoid drama, it's better if you go before she get here. I did this on purpose to test the bitch I had over there. Do you know this bitch acted a fool and actually wanted to fight this imaginary bitch I was talking about? That let you know her character ain't shit. She was like, where the bitch at? Where the bitch at? Tell the bitch over here. Tell the bitch over here. I'm like, my neighbors and all that don't need to witness that. Fuck that. You let this bitch punk you at your motherfucking house. Then she started getting dressed. You scary, scary ass motherfucker. But it was a test that I wanted to see how she would act. It's a Corey Holcomb drill. I run drills on bitches to put them through tests. And she failed the test. It's just like the Kingsmen. Why the Kingsmen can do it, but I can't? They ran drills on motherfuckers to see if they was worthy of being a Kingsman.
Right.
I'm trying to see if this bitch was worthy enough to be in my house, because ain't no telling what can happen.
5150 Show. Check out his channel on YouTube, Corey Holcomb 5150 Show. Corey Holcomb was one of my favorite comedians. I'm trying to think who else is up there. Bill Burr. Of course, Dave Chappelle is one of my favorite ones. I'm talking about current. Of course, my favorite, of course, is Eddie Murphy. Since I was a little kid, Eddie is my favorite, hands down. But I'm talking about in today's my grown life, adulthood, Corey Holcomb is my favorite comedian. But I have to agree with him, dude. I'll tell you, some of the worst dates I've had in my life have been with women, older women. And I've always thought that, dating older women would be a little bit more pleasurable. Not all of them now. Sometimes it's been pleasurable, but for the most part, a lot of times, yeah, older women. And I noticed older women talk to you crazy. Like if they think that you soft, they try to punk you and say shut up and say little stuff. I had one girl, I stopped talking to her. She called me dumbass one time. She was trying to be joking about it, but I was like, if I let that slide, she gonna be calling me from dumbass to motherfucker to, now she gonna be hitting me. It only gets worse and worse than that. And I noticed there's always women over 40, and a lot of times they carry a lot of baggage with them, especially if they've been married and, especially if they've been married 2 or 3 times, especially if they got pregnant by someone, which is usually the typical Black American woman. They get pregnant when they get young. Oops, I have a oops. So I made a mistake and got pregnant by this dude that I like his swag, mama. I'm sorry. And they get pregnant when they're 16, 17, 18, 19 years old. That's the mistake, kid. Then they find another dude and get knocked up by him, have a baby with him when they get in their 20s. So now they got 2 kids, 2 baby daddies. And then so now you got them when they hit 40, they done been through bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship. So now that they hit 40, now they bitter and got an attitude, and now they on the defense because they done built up this block. So you trying to, they see you as every man they've dated when they hit 40. So that they can't just come at you, okay, this is a new guy, everybody ain't the same, clean slate. Let me just get at this dude, just with a clean slate. Now, every man ain't the same, but some men have the same characteristics. So you may sneeze a certain way, and that may trigger something in them of a boyfriend she had when she was 32 that ran up her credit card bill to $5,000 because you sneeze like him. Now she giving you attitude. You sneeze just like a nigga I dated when I was 32. You know what I'm saying? Any little thing you do that may be, coincide with some dude she dated in her past. If you do something like that, she gonna, you remember this guy I dated when I was 28 after I had such and such. I met this dude, and they always after they had their kid, and then they done broke up with the baby daddy. They meet some guy, and then that guy doing me in when they in their late 20s. So it's like, so now that they got all these experiences being with all these men from their teens, 20s, 30s. So by the time they hit 40, they like Corey said, they burnt out. So now you dealing with this chick with attitude. If you ain't kissing her ass, any kind of critique you do, you an abusive man. They messed with this one girl, and I forgot what I said. I said something. She's about 38, single mom. That was a mistake. Anyway, 38, 39, on her way to being 40. And I forgot what I said. But it was a minor critique. I said, well, maybe if you did it this way, maybe oh, that's just like a man. Just like a man. See, you always want to make a bitch. If it ain't done the way you want it. It was just a minor critique. She could have took it. She could have left it. It wasn't like I was like, oh, you need to be doing it like this. I was like, hey, why don't you try it this way? I triggered something in her. Just like a man. Always, trying to, if it ain't done their way, it ain't done right. And just started, I'm like, what the fuck? But I triggered something in her. When I said that went back to some nigga she dated when she was 26. That was probably hella abrasive and abusive. So now when I said that triggered to when she was 26, and now I'm that nigga. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times older men date younger women, because they don't have a huge catalog. Like, men in their 40s want women in their 20s because they feel like they haven't been through so many men and had these bad experiences where they get triggered like that. We do, you know what I'm saying? Their outlook on life is not dim. You know, a lot of times when people, 48, I would say women and men, a lot of times your outlook on life is kind of dark when you get 40, especially if life didn't go your way. You kind of have this little chip on your shoulder anyway. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times older men, life is going good, especially older men who got money. I got money. I'm one of the few men out here that women, that's making a good living. I don't want to get nobody that's like me that's 50 years old or 45 years old that's combative and talking shit and hey, if I ask her to do something, it's a problem, it's an argument. No, I want somebody that's pleasurable. And a lot of times younger women, they haven't been through the ringer as much yet. So their outlook on life is a little bit more, it's not as warped as an older woman. You see what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of times older men prefer younger women. And plus, their body is youthful. Their womb is youthful. In our head, we thinking it's youthful. She ain't been through, the 15 niggas that this 40-something-year-old women done been through in her 30s. You see what I'm saying? Before she hit 40. So it's like, it's that, But Corey's stupid, man. What do y'all think, man? Leave your comments. Subscribe to Charles and His World. Hit that thumbs up button.